But joining us now to talk more about the president's diagnosis is Dr. Scott Lawrence. He's the medical director at Exceptional ER here in Tyler. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning. How you doing?
We're doing good. So we know that the president is showing mild, and the chief of staff said flu or cold-like symptoms. What does this mean? What could those be? And do you think there's a chance they could get worse as the illness progresses?
That's a good question. Probably what I've seen initially is they'll get a little bit of a fever, a little bit of a cough, body aches, sore throat, and then as you kind of progress forward towards maybe the 7-day period of symptoms, that's when they tend to get worse.
Now, we know that he received those results Thursday. How long does it take for symptoms to begin showing up?
Usually what we've seen with this is about after day 2 or 3, you start to see the symptoms. You almost always see them by day 5 to 7, but the CDC says they can show up as late as 14 days after exposure.
So knowing that, do you think there's a chance that Hope Hicks, who's been traveling all over the country recently, could have been spreading COVID-19 asymptomatic?
That's a good question, too. The CDC says that really you just have to contact trace from within 48 hours of symptom onset. So if she wasn't having any symptoms, she's probably at a reduced risk of spreading it. And what you do is you go back 48 hours from the time she had first symptoms, and you look at all those people she came within 6 feet of for greater than 15 minutes.
What medication and treatment, if any, will the president and first lady receive to fight coronavirus?
Yeah, that's a good question, too. Looking back, he actually went on hydroxychloroquine as a prophylactic dose, I believe back in the beginning of May. That is a very long half-life, around 30 to 50 days. So some of that is probably still in his system. My guess would be that his physician would probably start him on that medicine again. There's also plasma antibodies out there. There's some testing in monoclonal antibodies. And then if he ends up as an inpatient, there's different types of treatments that can be provided there as well.
Now, there are a couple of things that are alarming. One, the president is over 65 years old. He's 74. Medically, he's considered overweight. How are these factors going to affect President Trump's condition and his vulnerability to those severe symptoms?
Yes, age is probably the most significant thing when it comes to this disease. Those under 20, they do well. Really, they don't need any treatment at all. But as you get older, especially as you get above 40, into your 50s, and certainly into your 70s, your risks go up, no doubt.
Now, this is forcing the president to cancel some campaign events. None of them have been confirmed yet, but maybe campaign events, maybe the debate. How long would you, as a medical professional, expect him to remain quarantined and maybe out of interacting with the public?
According to the CDC, it's 10 days from the time of first symptom onset is when you have to isolate. You have to quarantine for 14 days if you're exposed to somebody. But if you get the disease, it's 10 days from symptom onset. So assume those symptoms started yesterday or the day before, he's going to be have to isolate for another 8 days.
It seems like on social media, a lot of people, reporters and politicians, when they learn this news, they're wondering, okay, now who else? Who else has it? Who else is asymptomatic? Who else is going to start showing symptoms in the next few days? So what is the proper protocol for testing and contact tracing if anyone has been near President Donald Trump and Melania recently?
Right. The contact tracing is within 48 hours of symptom onset. That's where they'll have to go back. And again, you have to be within 6 feet of continual close contact for 15 minutes. That's what the CDC says. So it really isn't anyone who was necessarily in the same room for a few minutes. They had to be in close contact within 6 feet for 15 minutes or greater in order to be really designated as someone that has to quarantine. When you get the testing, I've found that if you get the testing and you're asymptomatic, a lot of times it'll be negative. So really you have to have some symptoms before you have a high probability of getting a positive test if you have it.
That makes sense. So what would you say is the most important takeaway for the American people, especially many of those who are worried about the president's health, medically speaking?
I think there's, from his standpoint, he's got great doctors around him. He's got all the latest resources. I think he's going to do okay with this. I think with this disease, the biggest thing I could say is good hygiene, washing your hands. That's probably the most significant thing. Obviously, staying away from someone who is positive is another. It looks like this disease is beginning to ramp down in terms of both globally and the U.S. So I think in the future, things look pretty good.
Thank you so much for joining us. We definitely appreciate your insight as this story develops.